Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we have more racism on the books. Or rather, wanting to, I would say, divide and hate our country as the far left always does. Remember, whenever they scream white privilege or say slave built this country, which is apparently their new slogan, they will tend to be, what you would call it, racist. Yeah, and indoctrination is really high. And remember, guys, we should always cancel Disney, because Disney doesn't seem to care about ruining lives or causing hate and divisiveness, because that's all they want to do. Well, what we have here is this. Disney's Proud Family, louder and prouder, advances racial division to children after previously pushing not-so-secret gay agenda. Last year, executive producer for Disney Television Animation Latoya Revenue admitted Disney's Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, was responsible for grooming your children with LGBTQ propaganda, and this year the show is back to groom your children with racial division in season 2. If you're not familiar with the name Letter to Revenue, you should be. She is the woman who last year in a Disney staff meeting admitted to an agenda to groom and propagandize their children. The Disney television animation producer went on record admitting how she has turned the studio into her own personal pocket to insert as much LGBT content as possible. In my little pocket of proud Disney TVA, the showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda, she declared. Sorry, that was a little bit weird for me to read. Maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess something must have been in the last. They are turning it around. They're going hard, and then like that momentum that I felt, that sense of I don't have to be afraid to have these two characters kiss in the background. I was just whatever I could, just basically adding queerness. If you see anything queer in the show, no one will stop me. No one's trying to stop me. Of course, I will be viewing this. I will be showing this to you guys, so you get to see exactly what they be. They're always trying to push this onto your children and indoctrinate them, and that's part of the reason why they're angry. Take a look.
Content. I grew up watching, all of the classics. They have been a huge, informative part of my life. But at the same time, I worked at small studios most of my career, and I'd heard, you hear whispers. I'd heard things like, they won't let you show this at a Disney show. And I'm like, okay. So I was a little sus when I started. But then my experience was bafflingly the opposite of what I had heard. On my little pocket of Proud Family Disney TVA, the showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. And so I feel I felt it was, maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess something must have happened in the last they're turning it around, they're going hard. And then all that momentum that I felt, that sense of I don't have to be afraid to let's have these two characters kiss. Let's in the background. I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness to if you see anything queer in the show, I'm Proud Family. But I just was no one would stop me, and no one was trying to stop me.
Yeah, so as you see, she was actually trying to indoctrinate your kids, which, seems to be what's follows suit. And this all meets together with this. Following these comments, the show was not only renewed for a second season by Disney, but they also announced that Revenue would now be a director of the upcoming second season of the series alongside Rudy Bloss and Tara Nicole Whittaker. The series was originally a reboot of The Proud Family, a Disney Channel animated cartoon for the early 2000s that had a strong following with African American audiences over 20 years ago. In 2021, Disney rebooted it to feature two gay dads, voiced by Zachary Quinto and Bailey Proder, who are adopted parents of a 14-year-old anti-Trump social justice activist. The second season of the show premiered on Disney Plus last Wednesday, just in time for Black History Month, and the show decided to turn up its propaganda to an 11. The show is still attempting to groom children into the LGBTQ community, especially in episodes directed by Revenue, but the writers are also aiming for racial division between blacks and whites in its children's show. Multiple viral clips of the episode entitled Juneteenth have spread on the internet, showing that the cartoon has gone all in on the radical left-wing agenda seen pushed by Marxist groups such as Black Lives Matter with the objective to groom children into Marxist ideology. In the episode, Maya, who is the young activist in the show, discovers that the founder of Smithfield, California, where the show is located, was a slave owner. After questioning her white teacher about the true history of Smithfield, the show teaches kids that the Emancipation Proclamation only applied to Confederate states, stating that Union border states were not required to abolish slavery. This is how the show tries to make sense of the fact that a state like California, which was established a few years ago before the Emancipation Proclamation, has no direct ties to Southern slavery, could even have a slave owner as a founder. Which, again, we're going to go over. This time I won't actually, stop the video. Let's watch!
Put these little kids in cuffs, y'all. Audience, no photos, please.
Why are you in riot gear? We don't see no riot here. Come on, y'all. Here come Wizard Kelly and his goons. Penny, stand your ground. Why are you in riot gear? We don't see no not intimidate us.
Barry, don't just stand there. Do something.
Let's go.
They're gonna arrest our baby. Do something with your white privilege.
This is what we're talking about here. This is where they want to have, kids promote and go into propaganda, BLM, and to where they would easily get arrested. So, leftists, tell me, when you make them go into this riot gear or show them this and they say it's okay to join stuff like BLM and what have you, because that's pretty much what it's emphasizing of, obvious. So, do you think this will end well for them? Do you think they're not going to get arrested? Do you think that they're not either going to potentially get harmed in the process of this? You're actively trying to get kids in danger or killed or ruin their lives and make it hard to live their life because you want them to be in this type of into this type of sphere to where they get to protest or potentially riot, which what you guys do is riot, and ruin their lives forever. Yes, that's what the leftist ideology wants you to do, is make kids ruin their lives. See, you guys don't really care about kids and anything of the nature, because all you want to do is push your ideology, you have nothing to back up your claims, and the only thing that you want to do is ruin kids' lives. It comes down to the indoctrination of kids, where you want to make them push their, cause hate and division, because that's all you're going to do, because when kids go look at their white friends that are white, and the other happens to be black, the only thing they'll see is probably racism and hate. Or that they actually hate them. So therefore, what that leads to, leftists, by the way, will make them like, oh, well, that white person hates me. Even though that white person has most likely, especially since they're kids, had nothing to do with racism in this day and age, that will automatically think that they hate them, think that they're racist, and then that would preclude to the 9-year-old girl that was beaten by 2 other black kids, and then the white doctor, by the way, which the media won't cover, was run over by a black man with a Lexus while the white guy was riding his bike. He was a doctor, by the way, with 2 kids, and then gets out and then stabs him while yelling white privilege. See where I'm getting with this, leftist? This is what you're promoting. I guess white people can just go and die and not be liked against, because that's a-okay in your book, because that's all you're trying to do for black people. Trying to survive, trying to put in hateness, divisiveness, and makes even then when the white people get attacked by the white black people, because for whatever reason they deem that, because the black people deem the white people are racist and hate them, then what it causes is it has a chain reaction. Then the white people start hating the black people, because you know why? Because the black people are attacking them because of the white people, because of their color, and now the white people have to feel the need to defend themselves against the people that are attacking them. There you go. Congratulations, leftists. You have completely destroyed everything that would have been divisive and hateful about 10-15 years ago, to making everything hateful and to have everybody hate each other. Good job! You are not doing what you're supposed to do. You are not causing hate. You cause hate, you cause divisiveness, and you cause all the other issues that's going on. Let me continue. The show continues with Maya leads a protest against the legacy of the town. Maya's black father is seen yelling at his white husband, "Do something with your white privilege." There's that divisiveness again. Oh, remember when that black guy ran over that doctor with a Lexus? Oh yeah, take a look at this. Yeah, that didn't completely happen. Oh, he was yelling white privilege. Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. Whoa, what you doing in this show? Oh, saying white privilege. The propaganda didn't stop there. Another clip of the show shows the kids performing a spoken word poem entitled Slaves Built This Country that falsely claims after the Civil War the entire civil rights movement. America still hasn't atoned for sin of slavery. There is an outright denouncement of the United States of America made to inspire kids to hate American values and its white founders, which again is causing more hate. Here you go, guys. Here's another clip of Disney trying to diversify your friends, your family, and cause hate. Take a look.
This country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country. Tilled this land from sea to sea to sea. First there was rice, tobacco, sugar cane. Then Whitney did his thing and cotton became king. And we were its soldiers, 4 million strong. Fighting for America's freedoms, even though we remained America's slaves. Built this country. The descendants of slaves continue to build it. Slaves built this country. And we, the descendants of slaves in America, have earned reparations for their suffering. And continue to earn reparations every moment we spend submerged in the systemic prejudice, racism, and white supremacy that America was founded with and still has not atoned for. Slaves built this country. Not only field hands, but carpenters, masons, blacksmiths, musicians, inventors built cities from Jamestown to New Orleans to Banneker, Washington. 40 acres and a mule. We'll take the 40 acres, keep the mule. We made your families rich. From the southern plantation heirs to the northern bankers to the New England ship owners, the founding fathers, former presidents, current senators,
the Illuminati, the New World Order.
Slaves built this country. We had Tubman, Turner,
Frederick D.
Didn't they say Lincoln freed the slaves?
But slaves were men.
And women. And only we can free ourselves. Emancipation is not freedom. Jim Crow, segregation, redlining, public schools, feeding private prisons, where we become slaves again. As we celebrate Juneteenth for the umpteenth time, our account is still outstanding. Cause this country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country. And we demand our 40 acres and a mule. About that, you can keep the mule.
Keep the 40.
We're taking our freedom.
There you have it, folks. We slaves built this country, causing more hate. Gotta love it, don't you think? But this isn't the only critical race project that Disney is currently backing on its streaming service. Hulu and another Disney-owned streaming service is currently promoting the 1619 Project to discussories and often debunked notion that the Revolutionary War was fought in a large part to preserve slavery. Disney has heavily promoted Nicole Hannah-Jones' Flawed series as a means to promote false notions about America and its value in an effort to subvert American culture with the end game of ending American values, which is why Disney is promoting this flawed ideology to your kids. Disney hopes to corrupt the minds of impressible youth in hopes that one day they will reject American values, making it easier for government authorities to take them as the First, Second, and Fourth Amendments. What do you think about Disney poisoning the minds of children through their television shows? Yeah, and another thing as well, they have this. Well, here's the thing, guys. See, this is today, current time. So the thermometer is obviously 100% because you never get credits that are wrong. But then you have the audience score that's 20%. Well, here's the thing. Know about that, how things take time to meld in and really fix itself? Well, we have this as well. We have the Proud Family Loud and Prouder. You see something a little bit odd here, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, I see it. It's the audience score that was 48%. But some apparent reason, it's dropped down to 20%. I guess that means that everybody else is racist and supports racism, and it's due to white people being obviously racist. No, I think it comes to the collective that most people find this an actual bit of racism, hate, and division, and nobody wants to deal with it. And even people in the comments are completely roasting this as they should. So you also have critics posing this, but we don't want the critics. What we want is the audience. They are lying and brainwashing kids. Terribly divisive and dangerous cartoon, not appropriate for children. Unfortunately, it appears shows like this may only fuel more division, the opposite of the intention. This was the last straw. D+ canceled. I can't in good faith allow my children to watch the streaming service anymore. Was a fan of the original, another show ruined by telling young children of race they're born with a disadvantage. Absolutely terrible. I can't believe you can destroy something so simple. And it goes on and on and on. And I think that says much for itself. Well, guys, I guess Disney's not doing well. And by the way, cancel your Disney subscription. Don't support this garbage because obviously they only want to indoctrinate your children and nothing more and cause hate. Let's stop it here. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.